Reno police and Washoe County deputies are actively investigating multiple crime scenes right now and questioning suspect and witnesses. Wind is a major factor, and right now we're seeing that it is at a little bit of a dead still, which is a great sign. The focus was on Daniel Grams, who was renting the room and also the lone witness. The former president is expected to take the stage at 5:30. Speaking to voters about major topics, she checked her phone, saw the cameras, and saw a Kia ramming into the front of her business. I'll step off camera and show you guys what the scene looks like now. Where did all this livestock come from? From my understanding, there's camel here, ostrich here, emo here, duck here as well, and we're going for a ride. Lastly, if you want those Christmas cars to land on the 25th, be sure to get those out by tomorrow. Matt Sittler is one of the victims who was a part of that bachelor party. He is currently recovering in the ICU after being shot in the chest and the back. Our top story tonight, a crime that shocked our community. 7 Reno High seniors vandalized their school in May, leaving behind graffiti, swastikas, and broken glass. During the 2024 election, mail ballots were the #1 choice for voters in Nevada. But President Trump is considering banning that method and machines.
I've seen a lot of storms on Lake Tahoe. I've been working up here for over 20 years. I have never seen a storm like this that created that sort of destruction that quickly.
The lake turned into an ocean last Saturday.
There was a point that I was scared, especially when I was cutting through those waves and not knowing for sure.
South Lake Tahoe public safety officials and local fishermen are emphasizing boat safety after the devastating storm ripped through Lake Tahoe on June 21st.
Pay close attention to the weather as it's happening around you. If you see things that start to look bad, head in for shore early. Definitely pay attention to those weather advisories and always have life jackets available and put them on.
South Lake Tahoe Fire and police received a number of calls for help that day and snapped into action to assist a sinking boat outside the Keys Marina.
So Marine 1, the police boat, started towing the boat in. The fire boat was behind the boat they were towing, the people in distress, and a big swell came and capsized the boat in distress.
South Lake Tahoe Fire and police crews made the rescue right here off this pier, saving the lives of 10 people.
That incident was taking place at the same time as the call on the West Shore. As soon as we had units available and we expedited that to make them available, we sent multiple units over to West Shore to assist in that operation. Joby Cephalou, the owner of Mile High Fishing Charters, says he has never seen a storm like this on Lake Tahoe.
The north wind in the summertime is extremely unusual.
He was out on the water when the storm hit, returned his crew to safety, and then rushed to help others who were in distress on the dock.
We had one group of about 30 that were just cold. We had a group about 15 that were pre-hypothermia. And then we had a group of another 15 that were hypothermic.
Cephalou and local staff did what they could to help those in distress and prevent people from succumbing to hypothermia.
At that point, it was time to go home. It had been a long day and a day that I won't forget anytime soon.
Thousands of federal employees and programs received an alert that the government will shut down October 1st.
I am committed to reaching out, talking to all of my colleagues, and making sure that we engage in these conversations to solve this problem.
While Democrats and Republicans debate in Washington, Nevadans who rely on government programs and services like WIC, SNAP, and medical assistance could face major challenges.
Our main concern is making sure that those safety net programs exist and have funding, and those payments are going out to people, which right now they are.
Jocelyn Landtrip is the marketing director of the Food Bank of Northern Nevada. We talked about the 2018 government shutdown that stretched 34 days. She is hoping this shutdown doesn't last long because funds are tight and food insecurity is on the rise.
What that means to a family on SNAP, if their benefits don't show up, they don't have that money to put food on the table. So we may see increases at the food bank, and we will be preparing for that.
Healthcare is a key part of Congress's negotiations. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto tells me Democrats are trying to save the Affordable Care Act tax credits, while Republicans claim it's misguided government spending.
We have a looming healthcare crisis in this country. This is an area where we can focus on together to solve this problem for Americans, and we should be doing so.
The Service Employee International Union represents 22,000 healthcare and public service workers in the state. The president of SEIU Local 1107 says the future of healthcare in Nevada is in jeopardy.
If these tax credits in Medicaid go away, that's how our home healthcare workers are getting paid. And that's like 2,000 of our members. But more importantly, it's the folks that are taking care of your mom, your grandma, your brother or sister.
I think it's a sacred right. I'm grateful to live in the United States of America.
I like to see other people there voting. I like to see the turnout.
I want to guard that right and keep it safeguarded forever.
The way people like to cast votes could be changing.
This is up to Nevadans to decide how they want to vote.
Mail-in voting is soaring in popularity. During the 2024 election, mail ballots were the #1 choice for voters in Nevada. But President Trump is considering banning that method and machines.
Mail-in ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, you can never have a real democracy with mail-in ballots. And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots.
The president claims he is drafting an executive order, but Nevada's Secretary of State Francisco Aguilar says he doesn't have the authority to make that decision.
The only ones who can make those changes to our election process and our election system is the Nevada legislature and the governor. Until they decide to change the process, we'll continue to operate as we are.
The Secretary of State declares that Nevada runs some of the safest elections in the country, and changing the voting landscape could impact many Nevadans.
I think some of our rural communities, I think some of our tribal communities, some of our members of the disabled community, and that's unfortunate. We want as many voices heard across the state as possible.
More than half of Douglas and Nye County voters mailed in their ballots, while Washoe County voters preferred going in person in 2024. Voters I talked to believe mail-in ballots are fraudulent.
I really do not trust it. I think a lot of people could mail in a lot of ballots especially if they know people who aren't voting. I just don't trust that system.
In-person voting is always safer. Mail-in, God only knows what could happen to a mail-in vote.
The president not only doesn't trust mail-in ballots, but says it slows down results.
We would get secure elections. We'd get much faster results. The machines, they say we're going to have the results in 2 weeks. With paper ballots, you have the results that night.
And there are those who think there should be exceptions for people who mail in ballots.
If there's a reason, then I think mail-in is fine. What if you're in the hospital? So, I do think there are exceptions.